How's it going, guys? My name is Stone, and welcome back to these reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the third Soft Machine album, correctly titled Third. This would mark their transition from psychedelic rock into jazz, and though I'd say a part of the band, especially Robert Wyatt, kept kept an element of psychedelia, into the mix. I'd say that was for the better because this and Bitches Brew really got me into jazz fusion, or what I originally thought it was called psychedelic jazz. And yeah, opened the door to me for so many other bands alongside bands from the Canterbury scene, like Caravan and so. And yeah, it's just this album is definitely one of a kind. I still haven't heard anything like this, and it was a game changer for me. If I haven't said it enough, I've had trouble trying to record this video or talk about this record just because of the songs and how they are so long. And for me, I guess I didn't want to say something harsh or crude about a song and then maybe change my opinion on it, or maybe I guess leave out a certain segment that I love. But I think I'm set on my opinions on this record, and not to say anything bad about it because it's a masterpiece, I'd say, and definitely their best album. Though I'm a big fan of Soft Machine and their other records, I feel like you can't deny just how powerful this record is compared to everything else they've done. It opens with Facelift, which is a live song, though most of it was edited, or a segment of it was edited in the studio, which is probably the most avant-garde and most experimental track of the four. It opens up with Mike Radledge playing on his Lowrey organ. I think I'm saying that right. With some like thick and heavy notes that just can be very unappealing to those that aren't ready for this kind of music or who are getting used to this genre. But it picks up a little in energy, and at one point, the rest of the band come in, and things get even a little more forensic, but for the better, with Elton Dean's saxophone riff that reminds me a bit of 21st Century Schizoid Man. And I just find this segment of the song to be great. I love how much of a rush it feels. I'll be saying this a lot, but the duo between Robert Wyatt and Mike Radledge is incredible on this performance. I love watching them live on YouTube and all that because they were excellent players. And the additional performance they use, or I guess ex-band members that were on the song, are great as well. There's just some great improvisations going throughout it, especially by Elton Dean. And then once it gets into the studio segment, I guess, or where they do a lot of editing, they feature a tape collage with some like backward tape loops and all that, which can be very hard to endure if you're not into that kind of music. It's very, like I said, very avant-garde, experimental. It kind of provides an uncomfortable atmosphere, you can say, but I guess I'm not saying that in any way mean. Like, I enjoy what they were going for, and it certainly is different from everything else on this record as well. As coming out in 1970, I feel like that's pretty electronic, or I guess proto-electronic, if that's a term, kind of like proto-metal and all that. There's just a lot going on in this song and on this record that were very forward-thinking. Slightly All the Time is probably the most, or is the polar opposite of Facelift, being the most straightforward, accessible track. I find that this track is one that you could put on in the background in front of people, and there wouldn't be any moments in the song that I guess someone would raise an eyebrow at. And, which isn't to say that this song isn't complex, because, yeah, like I said, Radledge and Wyatt, their duo, and how they provide an excellent rhythm section is just great. I love, well, I mean, it's funny how Radledge, as a keyboard or pianist, whatever you call him, he's able to provide the lead and rhythm at some parts of the song. And the flute section of the song is also incredible. That's where it really becomes a lot more laid back. And yeah, the saxophone playing is also incredible. Great improv. Or just, I love how wild Elton Dean is as a player. Like, I wish I had, I guess, enough space in my house to learn the saxophone, because I love to play like that. Or like some Supertramp. But that's another video for another day. So yeah, great song. It's probably one of my favorites. Like, I don't have a definitive favorite on this album, but that's probably one of the two. Moon in June then comes in, which is the song we're hearing now. And this song is interesting because it's the only song to ever to have vocals on this record, and the last song ever in Soft Machine's discography to have vocals. And in my opinion, I feel like this is probably their best song with vocals, if anything, because Robert Wyatt really comes, I don't want to say comes out of his shell as a songwriter, but he really explores on this track. I mean, with it being, I think, the longest of the 4 songs, there's a lot of experimentation, a lot of psychedelic atmosphere going on throughout it. And there is a section where the rest of the band come in, and then there's a additional player who plays violin. But other than that, Robert Wyatt plays all the instruments, which I find very interesting because maybe not to get like Soft Machine drama, but it really shows that towards the end of Robert Wyatt's career with Soft Machine, he was beginning to, I guess, be separated with what the rest of the band wanted to do. But and I find that to be a shame because I think his psychedelic charm to Soft Machine was crucial to their, I guess, atmosphere in their early years, especially on their first record. And yeah, this song is fantastic. I love how it kind of goes into the third segment where the violin is very like has a droning sound to it, and it's just wild. It's a wild song. Yeah, it's definitely hard to get into. I feel like a part of it was hard for me to get into for a while, the third segment, but I don't know, I've grown to love it more now. And then the final track on this album, which is the other contender for my favorite song, which is Out Bloody Rages. This song to me is just simply serene. This song is, I'll say it's probably my favorite song on the album, just because the first 5 minutes of it with that tape loop by Mike Radlich is just, wow. I don't know. Not like it's not super innovative, I know, but it's very atmospheric. Like it really feels like you're in the clouds listening to that. And like I've said before, since these songs are so long, it really really gives the performers their time to, I guess, slowly progress in the song. And yeah, Mike Radlich really does that by taking 5 minutes to kind of let these loops go on until the rest of the band jump in and provide an excellent melody that is both jazzy and complex. And that goes on for a bit, not to discredit whatsoever because it's fantastic, but I also love it when it goes towards the end of Out Bloody Rages, where it kind of brings that tape loop theme back. It's not the same tape loop theme. I think it is, but like reversed or something. I'm unsure, but it's certainly very innovative in the sense of providing an electronic sound to, I guess, a rock/jazz band. So yeah, this record as a whole is just incredible. Like I said, one of a kind. Definitely not like anything else you'll hear, even today, in my opinion. I mean, maybe if you want to hear a good follow-up to this, check out Fourth, because Fourth is also a great record. But in my opinion, there isn't anything else like this record, and I remember hearing it the first time just being immediately pulled in. I absolutely love this record. I'll show you the inside too because I find it cool. It has a picture of the band, but it looks like you're in it, or it gives the sense like you're there, like the feet. It's cool seeing like that's Elton Dean, Hopper, Radlich, and Wyatt. And it's a shame too, if you are unaware, that I think Fourth would be the last album with Robert Wyatt, as well as probably one of his last albums drumming, because he would become paralyzed after falling out of a window in a party, I think, which is a big shame because he was an astounding drummer. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about this album. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any favorite songs, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to get some discussion going on down there because I absolutely love this record, and I feel like not enough people know it. And though I talk about a lot of psychedelic rock albums on this channel, I really recommend psychedelic fans to check out this record. Even though it's much jazzier and not so much rock, there's still an atmosphere that you can't get anywhere else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.